Happy Wednesday to you. Today we're going to talk about how to deal with overwhelm. And of anybody, I feel like maybe I'm a good candidate for dealing with overwhelm right now. So let's get into it because I think it'll be really useful for so many people. So if you're new around here, welcome. My name is Andrea Orem. I am a published author, international best-selling author, actually. I am a music teacher. I mentor new music teachers, and I help teachers who want to shift from teaching public to teaching freelance for themselves and make that transition feel fun and easy. Because that's what it was for me, ultimately. So let's get into the topic for today because it's real, right? How to deal with overwhelm. Well, let me tell you just a little bit of context for my current overwhelm or reason I could be really overwhelmed, because I think it might help some people. So currently we're dealing with a lot of musical busyness this time of year. I have 5 concerts in the next 2 weeks. So it's the crazy life, right? Which that happens to a lot of music teachers. So that's pretty normal. This time of year, whether it's April or May, that stuff happens for you. Raise your hand in the comments if you're like, yep, that is totally me. I'm over in that board. I have like 5 concerts or 3 concerts or 6 concerts. Honestly, no matter how many you have, if it's over 1, you have lots to think about and lots to do. So that's one thing that I'm dealing with. We also have some personal things in our life that my husband and I are navigating. One of those being pregnancy. So that is contributing to the whole situation, right? Because I have less energy than I usually do. And I have morning sickness that I'm battling. So there's a lot going on in life, and we have a few other things happening as well. And so that is a really good recipe for feeling overwhelmed, right? A really good recipe for choosing to live in a space where I feel overwhelmed and exhausted and stressed and, all those things, right? But I don't have to live in that space. And that's one of the biggest pieces I want you to take away from our conversation this morning. How to deal with overwhelm? Choose to respond differently. I can choose how to respond. I can choose to respond in a state of stress. I can choose to respond in a state of, I can't do this, and all that self-talk in my mind, right? I can't do this. It's going to be too hard. I'm not going to have enough energy. I can't do this day. All of those types of things that we tell ourselves, I can choose to say those things and to feel those things and to live that out. If I choose to say those things to myself, it's way more likely that I'm going to have to live those things as reality, right? Am I right? Yeah, it's true. But if I choose to tell myself that I am capable, that I can do well through all of these different seasons changing, if I choose to tell myself that I can have exactly the amount of energy I'm supposed to have, so I choose to say, my God will provide the exact amount of energy I need, right? That's how I choose to approach it. Now, you don't have to say the same thing to yourself. You could say something a little different. But all I have to say is we get to choose how we respond to the circumstances in life that are thrown at us, right? We could choose to look at it as the perfect storm and be negative about it and be stressed and just wish away the next 2 weeks or the next month or however long we have that is a specifically overwhelming season. Or we could choose to see the good and to believe and choose how we're going to respond through that season, however long that season is, right? Another way that I deal with overwhelm is I try to front load as much of the busyness of it as I can. So I have been working on certain parts of these concerts and these programs and delegating different responsibilities to my students or to other people like other admin type people or other parents, different people who are willing to help with some of those things that I don't necessarily have to do, right? And so when I choose to delegate some of those, to front load it and plan ahead a little bit, that takes the pressure off of the actual moment, right? So that could be useful for you, whether you're planning a recital or a concert or whatever it is that you're planning, try not to save all of that big stuff for the last minute. That's been a challenging thing for me as I've been navigating pregnancy and morning sickness, because I'm not as ahead of the planning as I normally would be. But I'm choosing to respond by knowing I'm going to have enough energy to do the things I need to do and to have those things done at the exact time that they need to be done, right? So that's how I'm choosing to respond. And are there moments when I feel overwhelmed? Yes. Are there moments where I am like, is this going to actually all work out the way it needs to work out? Yes, there are moments that I say that. But overall, I choose how I'm going to respond to these feelings instead of being in a constant state of stress for 2 weeks or for 4 weeks or however long that season is, right? The one other thing that I do to deal with overwhelm is to infuse some laughter. So I'll watch a funny video. It could be pretty short, or I will choose to tell someone, like my husband or a friend, a funny story of something that's happened recently. I will choose to have fun with my students and laugh a little bit. Even when there's moments that I feel stress, I choose to breathe and to find moments to laugh, because I know for me, that lightens things up, that releases some of those stress hormones that I might be experiencing in that moment. And it makes things a lot more fun, right? A lot more bearable, a lot more fun. So I hope some of these ideas were helpful for you in how to deal with overwhelm, or at least how I deal with overwhelm. I would love to hear how you deal with overwhelm. I have a couple additional ideas, but I don't really have time to share those today. I actually put them in a music teacher mental health checklist. You can check that out in the link in the description of this video, from whether you're watching from the new freelance music teacher community or whether you're watching from YouTube, or there's a bunch of places this video is right now, and you can find it on the interwebs. So wherever you're watching from, you can find that link in the description of this video and check those out if you need some additional ideas, if this was useful for you and you'd like a place to reference some of the ones I already talked about. And if you're like, yeah, I really like having conversations like this, that community is totally open to you if you're not already in that group. If you're in the community, I'm so glad you're here. Say hi in the comments. Check out the guide section. The guide section has so many videos, so many resources for you specifically to help you navigate all things music teachery and all things jumping out of the public arena into a successful music teaching business. So, hope you enjoyed our conversation today. I will catch you again tomorrow. And bye for now.